much better off, man. So yeah, shout out to everybody that hasn't figured that out yet. That what she's doing there. So, but overall, it was probably the absolute best episode of the season. It was the best episode of the season, man. There was a lot going on. Um, and there was a lot of action. The monsters were back. The monsters returned. Thank goodness. Finally, it'd been a while since they had been on the show. I started to think that they weren't coming back for a second, man. But they're back and they made an impact. They made an impact. We'll get to that a little bit later. We'll get to that a little bit later, man. But yeah, man. What I'm trying to figure out is like how they don't know that Sophie is the man in the black yet. That's what I'm trying to figure out. So, Boyd decided he decided to come up with a plan to test, see if the spears would work on all of the monsters, and it was a good idea. It was worth a shot. But before then, he had broke down and told everybody that Tabitha and Miranda were basically reincarnated. They had been there before and they were reincarnated, man. And that's gonna sow division among people because you don't have some people that are like, well, they're gonna agree with Sophie and they're gonna say, well, if they were here before, then what are they still doing here? And she sowed seeds of doubts within everybody when she said aloud, like, hey, like all this bad stuff didn't happen until you guys got here. And which is true, and that's the reason. That's the entire reason. So, but yeah, man, that whole sequence with her, following Boyd everywhere and getting the plan, and obviously her, letting the monsters know the plan. That was, I think, next episode they're gonna at least like make some kind of progress towards them figuring out that the man in yellow is her. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. But she, I don't think that her plan definitely backfired because she wanted the monsters to get into the colony house and eliminate everybody. But fortunately for everybody, that did not happen. That did not happen. Elgin of all people, man, decided to become a hero. He started being the villain, so he decided to become a hero, and he finished off Roger. But with Sophie, that scene was pretty weird. And people were talking about how she was smelling eggs, and it was obvious that she was looking for an egg that had some kind of life in it. With her powers of, I guess, rebirth, you had to end the life to bring back a life. And you know when she got the egg and smelled it, and she smelled a couple different ones, and she smelled it and said, okay, so this one has one in it, so this is how I'm going to bring back Roger. And she smashed it on his chest, and that's what ended up happening with that. So but yeah, that's where the blood came from. And Roger, I felt like when he set up, he was like cognizant, because he was like, "What is going on with my face?" Like he felt everything, like he was aware, which was kind of scary and creepy at the same time. But yeah, man. And then I guess he was going. He felt the lady that got her face burned. I guess he felt like she was the cause of it, because he definitely 110% went after her. He 110% went after her, man. So, but yeah, Elgin saved the day, uh, and that thwarted her attempt to thwart Boyd's plan. But she almost got Kenny killed, man. She almost got Kenny killed because she communicated to the monsters like, "Hey, like, block the entrance to the houses. Block the entrance to the houses, and we're gonna get one of them. We're gonna get one of them." And it ended up being Kenny. They pulled the old boy with the hand, and Kenny didn't trust it, which I totally get. I totally get. Kenny did the right thing, but Yeah, I'm glad Kenny did. I'm glad he survived, man, because that would have been bad for the show. Similar to how Glenn in The Walking Dead, he was taken out. He's a fan favorite. Glenn was a fan favorite, and I feel like Kenny's a fan favorite. Everybody likes Kenny. So yeah, with him surviving and how he survived was critical because Smiley had him dead to rights. Smiley was about to destroy Kenny, like had him on top of the bus, and Kenny had nowhere to go unless he had like super hops. That was the only way he was escaping that. But Smiley had him dead to rights. Fatima used her connection to him to distract him, and that ended up saving Kenny's life, man. That ended up saving Kenny's life, and because Kenny was cooked. Kenny was absolutely cooked. So I'm glad that he was able to get out of that. But yeah, I'm interested to see where they go with that. I feel like that Gollum. Uh, I don't know what's going to happen with that, man. I want to see more about like that Fatima and Smiley's connection. Like, is it going to like be damning for her? Like, can he control her and tell her what to do, and all that the same stuff that she did with him, or is it just like a one-way street? So I'm very interested to see how that's going to pan out. But yeah, man, all in all, like it was a great episode, and I'm very interested to see where it goes moving forward. We got another a whole week to wait before episode 8 comes out. So let me know what you guys think about what you saw in the comments. Let me know your theories and all that good stuff, man. So From is one of my favorite shows. I've been watching it since the beginning, so I'm very interested to see where it goes. So guys, appreciate y'all joining. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.